I want to go to Luke Stepsys now. He is someone who has been badly affected yet again with this lockdown in Victoria. He was someone you met when I did the documentary last year. Devastating. He runs an event business. And of course, Valentine's Day for someone in the events game was one of the most romantic and hopefully profitable weekends he had to look forward. Luke Stepsys, the owner of Panama Dining, joins me now. Luke, I mentioned there at the start of the show how you moved everyone when they watched the documentary from last year because of the impact of the 4.5-month lockdown in Victoria had on you and your business, particularly because you stuck up for your workers. Let's have a listen.
I was well off, and I was committed to helping people as much as I could afford. So the day they announced JobKeeper, I felt like the weight had been lifted off my shoulders financially, because some of these people, I knew they wouldn't afford to put food on the table.
Look, as I said, Luke, you touched everyone so much last year. You wore your heart on your sleeve. I want to ask you what this third lockdown has been like for you, particularly, as I said, you're in the events game, and Valentine's Day was a bit of bright light for your industry after a pretty tough year last year.
Oh, look, Peter, there's no easy way to put this, but it is utter devastation. I mean, me personally, devastated. I mean, I'm emotional just hearing that, because that emotion has not left me for the past 3.5 to 4 months. You know, just when the entire hospitality industry, including weddings and events, were just getting back on track, here we are again. Utter devastation. Utter devastation.
Give me a sense of when you heard the Premier's news that there would be this lockdown, that it would include the weekend, picks up Lunar New Year, as we know, obviously, in Valentine's Day. What are some of the practical things you have to go through with a restaurant? I mean, did you throw out produce? We're told that happened right across the weekend. Give me a sense of what it was like.
Okay, from the moment that lockdown was called, at one of my venues, we had a wedding. And we were literally hours away from getting set up and going live with a large wedding. So it's pandemonium because, A, your focus is just to get through the night. You've then got, I had weddings booked. I had weddings this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was in the middle of my second largest revenue week in 15 years. And after 11 months of destruction, these are the weeks that you need to propel you through the months ahead. So obviously we get called into a meeting, lockdowns occurring, and then it is a mad scramble. My other venue was fully booked. You know, literally by the time the dust settles at 11 p.m. and you start the clean down process, the staff had 45 minutes to get out of there. You know, rubbish bins like just overflowing, $30,000 worth of produce, gone. And ironically, like I was in the newspaper talking about this, the amount of hate that has come my way, phone calls to my business, private messages, because people just don't understand. I had OzHarvest turn up this morning to collect all of the savable produce. But sadly, charities want fresh, whole foods. They don't want cooked, prepared items. Restaurants aren't like supermarkets. Our food does not sit on shelves raw. The moment it comes in, we start the process of preparation. Prepared food can go nowhere. So it went into the rubbish bin, not for the first time, not for the second time, but for the third time. And I know, as a business owner in Victoria, an employer, I've absolutely had enough. You know, I need the people of Victoria to understand the hotel quarantine program is not our last line of defence. The Daniel Andrews state government is our last line of defence, and they have failed. Again, our entire industry, and I can only speak for my industry. Since the age of 13, I have been involved in hospitality, and I know that there are many, many other industries out there suffering more than us or as much as us. So I can only speak for myself. And we are devastated. Where's the compensation? You know, I lost $4.8 million last year. I'm not looking for handouts. I'm not looking for profits. For me to remain viable, I need to provide employment. I need money coming in. You cannot accept me like a 5-day lockdown, I worked out is going to cost me $90,000. No, I'm just a small mum and dad business. $90,000. And there are businesses 10 times larger than me. Who can keep affording to just throw this money away based on an incompetent government that cannot get their shit together?
I think what made it so bad too is it was a snap lockdown. So many businesses like you were trading because of Valentine's Day. They'd bought the oysters and the lobsters and all the high-end produce that they probably would normally have, hoping that they could get some sort of, revenue in after such a disastrous year. We saw the Premier today. He was unable to give anyone a clear indication that the lockdown would end come Wednesday at midnight. The orders made by the health head, Brett Sutton, extend for 14 days, not 5 days. So there's a bit of, it's a bit up in the air whether they truly will end. We've all seen that movie before where they just roll on and on and on. What would your message be to Daniel Andrews tonight, Luke?
I would like to ask a question. Is this lockdown caused by the speed of this virus, or is it caused by the speed of your contact tracing team? Because the way that I see it, this gold standard program is nothing but fool's gold. And it's fools like me who are suffering. This is not about profits. This just is about getting out of bed in the morning and having some sort of certainty to open my eyes up and just walk out there into the world and understand what the hell is going on. Because it's Groundhog Day all over again. And I'm no fool to think that this isn't going to happen again and again. It just has to stop. And he needs to provide compensation.
Yeah, compensation is critical. He did say on Friday, on Saturday, and again today, he would look at compensation, but nothing has yet been put on the table. I will follow that up for you, Luke. But I really appreciate your time. I know it's tough for you and your family. Thank you for tonight.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for your time.